Hello, my name is Andrew Jones. My topic today is about how to build your business reputation. Your business is not just what you sell to your customers. Your reputation is how your customers feel about you. It's how they talk about you when they're talking with their neighbours or with other people in your community. In business, we often talk about branding or our brand. Today's topic could also be called How to Build Your Brand. But we want to focus a little less on your business and a little bit more today on our character. We will see how being a man or woman of character who people can trust will help you to be successful. I work in Melbourne, in Australia, in a business consulting group. My job is to develop leaders and managers in a business environment. Sometimes I do this work through training, sometimes I do it through coaching, other times through various projects. But my customers would not use me if they did not believe that I was trustworthy. Let me share a PowerPoint with you. In 2012, I moved with my family to Tanzania for 4 years. While I was there, I was running a micro solar business called Watuna Nuru. The business belonged to the Anglican Church of Tanzania, and I was running it. We used to train salespeople to work with us, and in this photo, you can see some of the people that I was working with, and you can see our van that we were using, as well as we also had shops. Now, one day I was teaching a young man named John. He was very enthusiastic and he wanted to do well. We taught him how to sell and he worked hard. One day, John told me that he thought there was a good business opportunity in a town called Mbeya. He wondered if I was interested in starting a business there. And I told him to go and explore the market in Mbeya and tell us what he found. So John went and he reported back that there was a need for a store selling our products. He researched and he found a shop that we could rent. I paid for the first 3 months of the rent, and I sent him some money to get the shop set up, and then we sent him $3,000 of stock to put in the shop and to start selling. After John had been there for a couple of weeks, I was trying to call him, but he wasn't picking up. And maybe you have already guessed what happened. I called somebody else and I sent them to the shop to check on John and to check on our shop and to see how it was going. And the short story is that John had stolen our money, he'd stolen the stock, and he had run off. I reported John to the police, and later the police found him living in a town about 100 kilometers from where I was living. The police said to me, "We'll go and get him and we'll bring him and you can take him to court and he'll go to jail." Even though I was very disappointed in John, I decided not to pursue him. I just felt that I didn't want to see his life ruined for the sake of $3,000. The sad thing is that John was a young man, and he will live the rest of his life knowing that someone like me trusted in him and gave him an opportunity, and he blew that opportunity. I think the sad thing is that he may never truly believe in himself again. I believed in him, and now I wonder if anybody else will believe in him. He lost his reputation. He showed that he was not trustworthy. And maybe he believes somewhere deep inside that it is easier to steal money than to earn it through doing a hard day's work. I want to put a challenge to you here. In East Africa, I would guess that about 90% of people, so most people, are in the church or in the mosque every weekend. Now, both Christians and Muslims believe that telling lies is wrong, that being dishonest is not what God wants us to do. We know that God requires us to be honest in the way that we deal with each other. And yet, on Monday to Friday, many people that you will find in the church or in the mosque on the weekend are cheating each other and running businesses that are not trustworthy. This is a very big problem. It's a problem of reputation, and it's a problem of character. Let me tell you another story. In our business, in our solar business, we were dealing with a challenge of reputation to do with warranty. All of our products that we sold came with a 2-year warranty. I thought this was a really good selling point, that our customers would be very happy. But I discovered that when you talk to the customer about warranty, none of them believed us. I discovered that most businesses in the town that we were living and maybe in Tanzania do not honor the warranty. So even if the product has a manufacturer warranty and is broken and the customer brings it back, the customer will not be given a new product and the product will not be fixed. Again and again, we told people that our warranty was real and that if they bought our product and they had a problem, they should bring it back to us for repair. When we could see the problem was not due to the customer, but due to a fault of the product, we would repair the product for free, or we would replace it. Now, it took a little while, but eventually customers began to come back to us with their products. And some of our products could not believe it. Some of our customers, could not believe it, but were very happy when we replaced their product or fixed it for free. And our reputation spread. People came to see that we were telling the truth when we told them that our products had a 2-year warranty. We became much more trusted as a result. What we're talking about here is about words and actions that add up. When you say something, do your friends and customers believe you? Do your words turn into action? This is something we call integrity. And you can have personal integrity. That means people believe in you. And your business can have integrity, which means people believe that your business is an honest business. This means that you can be trusted as an individual and as a business. Now, it's very true that you can have a great business idea and you can invest heavily in your business, but without a good reputation, without people's trust, you will never progress and your business will not succeed. Without the trust of your customers, you will always struggle to grow your business. I once worked with a consultant who told me that he never aims to work with the same customer twice. He said to me, "Andrew, you must take as much money as you can for as little work as possible and then move on to the next customer." My personal philosophy is the opposite. I believe that you should build a reputation of trust with your customer, even if it means giving him something for free. And then you should do your best job. That customer will keep coming back for more. And the best thing is he will tell his friends all about you. Word of mouth is the best advertising you can get. When your customers start to talk to each other or to talk to their neighbor about you in a positive way, then your business will really begin to thrive. But if you do a poor job for one customer and they go and tell their neighbor or they tell another customer, then you may find that your reputation begins to dwindle or begins to reduce and your business will suffer. I want to share with you a model that I have found very helpful for understanding how trust works. One way that you can write this model is as a formula. You can see here it says trust equals C plus R plus I over SI. I'm going to take you through each piece of this formula and explain to you the different parts. The important thing is to remember that you need each of these parts working together in order to build trust and a good business reputation. So first of all, we have C. C is for credibility. And the question that I'm asking here is, am I taken seriously? When people see me doing my business, do they see me as a serious business person, a real business person who is doing what I say I can do? When someone says to me that they can paint my house, let's say I'm looking for a painter, and I find someone who says, I can paint your house. The first thing I want to do is go and see another house that they have painted. Why do I want to do that? Because I want to see that they are real, that what they are telling me is the truth. And I want to see if they have done a very good job on somebody else's house before I ask them to paint my house. So if something is credible, it is real, it is true. Another way to think of this is with another word which starts with the letter C, and that is the word competent. Competent means that you can do what you say you can do. Do I believe that this person is competent to do the job which I'm paying them to do? The second letter here is R, and R stands for reliability. Do I do what I say I will? Do I do what I say I will? That means that when somebody asks me to do something and I commit to an action, do I follow up? Do I do what I've told them? I used to have a mechanic called Mark. Mark was very good. He was very credible. He was very good at doing his job. And in fact, he was also quite cheap. And when I first met Mark, I was very excited. A good mechanic who charged a reasonable fee. But then I eventually became disappointed and stopped using Mark because although he was credible, he was not reliable. When he would tell me that he was coming to my house to fix my car, he might forget, or he might come very late. Or he would tell me that my car would be ready and then it would take another 2 more days to complete. In the end, I had to find a new mechanic, not because he wasn't good at his job, but because he was unreliable. Are you reliable? Do your customers know that you will do what you have promised to do? How about the products that you sell or the service that you sell? Is it reliable? Or do your products break down soon after the customer has bought it? And how about your warranty? Do you have a warranty? And is it reliable? Will customers get good support from you after they bought whatever it is that you sell? The third letter here is the letter I, and I stands for intimacy. And the question here is about, am I willing to go beyond just selling and to be known, to build a relationship with my customer? That's what intimacy is all about. You are more than what you sell, and your customer is more than just a transaction. A good business person cares for their customer. They seek to know their customer and they want to meet their genuine need. A good business is based on meeting a genuine customer need. And you know, customers are very worried about meeting people who are just trying to sell them something. But customers are very happy when they meet someone who will ask them good questions, who will seek to understand what their needs are, and then will work to meet their needs, even if it means selling them something cheaper. When my customers come to me, I listen to them very carefully. Sometimes I'll say to them, you're asking for something that I cannot deliver, but I know somebody who can. And then I direct them to somebody else, somebody who can best meet their need. Now, you might think that seems like a bad business because I'm losing the customer. But the truth is, I'm building trust with this customer. And they are more likely to come to me next time because they know that I am working for their best interest and not just my own. Which brings us to the last part of our formula. SI stands for self-interest. You know, all of us have needs. All of us are in business because we have to earn a living. We have bills to pay, we have children to feed and to educate, we have rent that we need to pay or a house that we're building. There are many expenses, and your customer knows this. They know that you need to do your business so that you can live. So all of us have self-interest, but something that builds trust in a very powerful way is when you go beyond your self-interest. When you give your customer some friendly advice, when you throw something into the bargain for free, when you tell your customer that you don't sell exactly what they need, but there's a shop 2 doors up where they can get what they need, then they will know that you are willing to go beyond your self-interest to meet their needs. When I was running the solar business in Dodoma, we had a system of pay where our salespeople had to sell a certain amount of stock every month to earn their wage. For the first 300,000 shillings of stock that they sold, they would get half, so 150,000 shillings. After that, they would get 15% of whatever they sold. I had one salesman who would sell exactly 300,000 shillings every month. As soon as he finished selling 300,000 shillings of stock, he would stop working. So one day I sat him down and I told him that when you sell the bare minimum each month, the business is not making any profit. Because when you sell 300,000 and we give you 150, we're giving you all of the net profit for that 300,000. So we need you to keep selling. The business needs you to continue to sell during the month in order to make a profit. But you know what? This guy, his main driver was self-interest. He was not interested in our business. He wasn't interested in working hard. And so he decided not to work for us anymore. What was interesting is that after that, I had that conversation with him, I never saw him again. As I come to the end of my presentation, I want to ask you, what kind of business are you in? And do your customers trust you? When they talk about you with their neighbors, do you think they're praising you or are they cursing you? Are you seen as a man or woman of integrity in your community? Do people come to you for advice? Are you seen by them as credible, good at what you do, and reliable, that when you say you will do something, you do it? Are you good at listening to your customers and meeting their needs? Or do you see your next customer just as a transaction? Or do you see them as a human being that needs something that you can deliver? And finally, are you driven by self-interest, or can the people around you see that sometimes you will go the extra mile because you care about them and you care about what they need? Your business reputation is what will allow you to do business over many years and to see that business grow and prosper. Trust is like a tree. It's like a fruit tree. When you plant it, you must water it and fertilize it for some time, but it will grow and it will bear fruit and it will fill you up. But if you neglect that tree, if you plant it but you don't feed it and you don't water it, it will die and your business will fail. Thank you, and may God bless you as you work and build a positive business reputation.